Enjoy.
All right, here we go. Get ready to have a good time. This is exciting, isn't it?
All right, we're on.
Hello, testing.
Welcome aboard the Dreamliner.
It's the only way to fly.
I've allotted 1 hour for recreational activity. There's no time for irrelevant conversation. Fun will now commence.
Garry.
Here's a young speaker who is really in demand.
Don't let that go to your head, Garry.
But wait, there's more.
That's what I'm talking about.
He is Garry Meier.
3, 2, 1, 0.
It's 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central. And that means it's time for the Garry Meier Show.
Cocktail hour. Cocktail hour. Cocktail hour. Cocktail hour.
Cocktails. Woo! Drinks.
Live.
Yes, indeed, it's the August 26th, 2022 edition of the Garry Meier Show, Cocktail Hour Live. This episode is the GarrForce celebration of 1,000 free episodes of the podcast, only about 10% of which have been our live cocktail shows. But altogether, that's sure a lot of free blabbing.
Yada, yada, blah.
If you've been listening to the show this week or following Gary's Facebook page, you know that today's show will be a little shorter than our usual live shows so that the GarrForce can mix and mingle in a post-show celebration on Zoom. If you're streaming along live and would like to join the post-show party, be sure to sign up at witi.com/Garry Meier Show to get the Zoom link. That's witi.com/Garry Meier Show to get that Zoom link. You will need to have the free Zoom app on your device to join as well. For those in the GarrForce watching a replay of the live show or listening to the audio podcast of this show, well, thanks for streaming. Gary's considering future mix and mingle opportunities, so just keep listening. And of course, no matter what day it is when you're aboard the GarrForce, and no matter where you are, it's time for a digital mimosa. On all of our live shows, we remind you about our preferred streaming platform, the GarrForce Live YouTube channel, and we ask you to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when we're live. Like and share the show on all of the social media channels. During the live show, we can even see your comments on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, which means we may show them on the screen and or talk about them. Okay, the checklist is complete. So now, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to go wheels up on the GarrForce Live.
Live.
Blah, blah, blah. Boom. Shakalaka. Thank you, Alan Delinka and Todd Pickering, for that wonderful opening. Yes, this is it, the 1,000th free show. That means with the premium shows mixed in, we're talking about 2,000 GarrForce programs. And I know when I started this 7 years ago and told people, yeah, we're going to do a podcast here. And they said, are you going to talk about serial killers? And I said, no. And they said, you'll probably get about 10 or 15 shows then. That'll be it. Well, I think we fooled them. And I have to do something here. I have to kick the tires and light the fires. Let's do that and get wheels up on this cocktail show. There are the tires. Light them up. There we go. All right. And as mentioned also in the opening and all week, it's a serial killer free show. Yes. We're going to go, after about 45 minutes of this, into a Zoom meeting, and all the particulars we can put right there on the screen. And Alan, people have to have downloaded Zoom to participate in the first place. We should mention that, right?
Yes, you need to have Zoom on your computer or your phone or your iPad or your tablet or your Android or whatever device you're using.
And if people aren't familiar with that, what do they need to do to get to that step?
When they register on the website that we're showing, witty.com/Garry Meier Show, Zoom will send you all the information you need to know to get a hold of the app and to download it and install it. It's pretty straightforward, but it's a few steps.
All right. Anywho, that's what you do for that.
And although as I pointed out during our pre-show chat, you know, one of our commenters, Lloydster, wasn't too happy going on Zoom.
A caveman could do it not. Lloydster, I hear you. I'm not the most technical person, and on this program, my good friend David Layton stepped in to get the Zoom portion for us together. And David helps me with other stuff because when I get to a certain level, which is very low, I need help and I need my hand held through a lot of stuff. And I understand how we grew up, some of us, the only technical device we had was the remote control for our TV and a couple buttons on, off. If you remember the program Commander Cody, this guy would fly and he had a leather jacket and a couple canisters strapped to his back. And he had a knob on, off, up, down. That's all it should be. All this other stuff, too complicated. On, off, up, down. Boom. Thank you. And this guy was flying through the air. Leslie, let's remove the condom.
Wait, before you do, I was going to say Keely-Ann's got a separate. She's got a separate problem with Zoom.
Okay, there it is. The first official comment. Keely-Ann, I was going to Zoom, but my schnauzer keeps humping the video camera. Well, if you could remove your schnauzer from the camera so we can see you, that would be nice. And Leslie, how's your drink?
Gary?
Yeah.
Everything's awesome. Looking forward to this technical workshop. We'll work it all out. Heck, you know, 1,000 shows ago, we were wondering if we would be able to keep it going this long and whether we'd have the technical know-how, and yet somehow here we are.
But that's because of Keith and Alan and Ryan. And well, you're more savvy than I am too. So that's why without all you guys in this, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of this. Y'all have to help me. Thank you.
You don't see me on those days where I'm like frantically trying to figure out, wait, I know a 7-year-old can do this. So you can do it, Leslie. And eventually I figure it out. But ooh, kids, we got some.
It's ready to go, isn't it?
Okay, ready?
Okay, slowly she removes the condom and there it.
Oh, over the shoulder shot.
I don't know if everybody saw that, but it stopped in midair and then shot. On the 1,000th show. That was some kind of trick you did. I like that.
Leslie did freeze right as it popped.
I know. It was perfect. It was like the money shot and then stop so we can see it. And there it goes over her shoulder and over her. Wow, a trick shot. Nice. Okay, here are some of the people who've checked in as we saw Lloydster and Keely-Ann and Martin from British Columbia. David says, show your schnauzer on Zoom. Yes, we're fetching on all fours. Listen, I'm streaming really hard right now while I talk to you. Really hard. David, today's the day. Yeah, show your schnauz on the Zoom. Charles from WRLR. Yeah, he works at that radio station in suburban Chicago. Samantha from Mundelein, Illinois. Greg, Tracy from Racine, Wisconsin. She's a 100%er, and she supplies us with Kringle on a regular basis, which is very nice. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, and she also supplied me with this. The schnauzer rides the whale. Thank you for this, Tracy. Where is that? All right, there it is. The schnauzer riding the whale. Right. This is where you come, by the way, to see the two schnauzers kiss. And she sent me or wait, did Ryan send me? Who sent me the bauble? You sent me this, Ryan, the key ring. And I think Tracy sent me, and there they are, the schnauzers.
Oh, we like schnauzers of every shape, size, and configuration.
We have how many sizes?
We now only have 3. We used to think there were 5. There are only 3.
And they are?
Miniature, standard, and giant.
Those are the schnauzer sizes.
Yes.
By the way, speaking of dogs, Flynn is 9 years old today. Happy birthday to our dog, Flynn.
Boy. Are you going to humiliate him with a hat or something?
Yeah, of course we will. Let him parade around.
Honey, here comes the lei. You're going to have to put it on. Mommy and Daddy have a moment with you. Yep.
If animals could only talk once a month just to hear what they're thinking, wouldn't that be incredible? Oh, my God. All right.
In the pre-show, we were talking about humiliating animals. And we can probably show you how to do it at home without causing any serious hurt later on.
Okay, well, it's putting any kind of clothing on them usually. Deb is flying back to Chicago from somewhere, and she said, I'm going to miss the show, but cheers. And Dale, Johnny from Michigan checking in, Stephen from Palos Heights, Illinois, Donna, Karen, and I'm going to the screen door. damn it, I'm going to get this right. See, it's different when I look at it. Yeah. Yeah, Catherine, happy birthday, Flynn. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Mark, hi, Leslie. So many nights you steered me right on the ice.
Back when I was a traffic
she was
reporter.
a traffic reporter, and that's an expressway in Chicago. Yes, David, hello, and Scott and Dee in DeKalb, Illinois. All right, and I just looked through the screen door, Leslie, and I was sitting in the backyard.
and you smooshed your nose up against
it. I smooshed my nose up against it, and the leaves were falling like it was mid-October.
Ah, cry!
I'm like, oh my God.
And there have been a couple of those nights where you just kind of feel it in the air.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's
okay.
it. Ron loves the show. William, he's in Glendale, Arizona. Dan, checking in. All right. Thank you all for stopping by on the 1000th free show. We're going to talk about the official drink of the month from the official bartender of the GarrForce, Jenna, in just a few minutes. And then Leslie's going to do some stuff. So all that will be compacted, and we're going to give away a condom and something else out of her fun bag.
Oh,
that
here's the fun.
Will reveal.
Golly, I did not prep properly. I do not have my condom at hand. Hold on a second. It's coming.
Okay. And we'll get all that in the next half hour or so. There it is, a wrapped condom, the best kind. Well,
oh, yeah. It's
the best
very hygienic.
Until it goes and does its business. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you this at the outset. We have all automatically won 3 lotteries. Okay? We've automatically won. Okay. 1, got the 3 Band-Aids.
Oh, he's got the Band-Aids, too.
Yes, I got the Tasmanian Devil and Bugs. We are, and you can read my blog on this at GarryMeier.com in the Out of My Mind section. Man is a mistake. We as humans are a mistake in the evolutionary process. We slipped through the net. We should not be here. And something happened and we got here. That's the first lottery. Second one, you were born. The chances of your parents meeting each other and that you became you out of the batch that they made, that is astronomical. And 3, if you were born in the United States, those are 3 lotteries that you automatically have won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling very grateful.
I mean, think about it. Really,
I've
done a little research, and we are a big mistake. We're not organic to the planet. We just kind of crawled out of a swamp, lost our tail, and stood up and went, we're here. And the Earth is like, so? And all we do is kind of mess up whatever it was that was going on for over 4 billion years. And then we wonder why we can't deal with it. Well, here's how we deal with it, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. Here's my Manhattan. And there's a Luxardo cherry on the bottom waiting for me.
Other animals on this planet do get inebriated. They've discovered the fermented fruits and the joys thereof. They eat ants that make them a little cuckoo and stuff like that. But, I got to say that our intoxicants are better than the rest, too. That's all there is to it.
Better than the rest of what? The animal kingdom?
Hell yeah. Once again, here we are, this fluke.
Yes.
None of the other animals are sitting there building their own breweries. You don't have a bunch of orangutans going, you know what we need is a nice blended liquor to call it.
Right. What goes with bananas, white or red? Whatever. Okay. And that is considered in some circles the 4th drive. Thirst, hunger, sex. Those drives are in our brain. Those are automatic. They just keep spinning. So we survive. And the 4th, if you think it's optional, I don't know, is self-intoxication. And boy, are we proving that every Friday.
In one form or another. There's I think a triathlon going on in Chicago over the weekend here. And some people get their high that way by just pushing their bodies way too hard. Some people find their intoxicants, in reading certain books or things. But yeah, I see that as being a necessity in one form or another.
All right. And I want to bring on Pete.
Anybody gives a shit what I say.
And I'm thinking,
Sorry.
Hey, listen, Leslie, whatever you just said there, I watched a little. Have you ever watched daytime television? Holy shit, is it bad? It's freaking nonsense on steroids.
I was in a doctor's office, and so I was subjected to about a half hour of one of those It's like the view, the chat, the this, the that, the good, the bad, the ugly. I don't know, but it's generally the format is women by and large sitting around and just
talking bullshit.
Just
it's we talk bullshit too, but
of
we know
course
it's
we do,
bullshit.
but we know we're talking
right.
bullshit.
They actually think that they're telling us something that's valuable, and the way they say it, you can tell they think they're so fucking important. And I have adapted the Seinfeld theory, or their concept was when they started the show: no hugging, no learning. And I like that. I mean, we're not trying to reinvent smoke here. I mean, okay, I got to share a little story. And then I want to bring Keith, the producer, up, who's been with me from day one on the podcast and in my radio days. I was visiting somebody in the hospital yesterday, and I was waiting for somebody. So I was sitting out in front of the hospital, and a car pulls up, and this Dukes of Hazzard group, there were 4 people in the car. And the one woman who was in the passenger side, she was the one they were dropping off. She opens the door, and she's holding her stomach. And the other 3 looked like her kids. I couldn't quite figure out the configuration, but they look very unhappy with her. And she can't get up, she can't walk. So they get a wheelchair, and they put her in the wheelchair. And the Duke of Hazzard in the back seat hands her, at the hospital now, her cigarettes and a lighter to take into the hospital.
Well, sure.
It's a no smoking area, obviously, inside. That's obviously used right.
And that's a good use, yes.
And there was no smoking anywhere. It's a hospital. They're trying to keep things healthy, right? And I thought this would be like dropping somebody off at a rehab center and then handing them a case of beer as they go in. It was the most bizarre thing of that day. Not ever, because it's the most bizarre thing ever. No, I've seen very bizarre things. That was just for the day. That was just for the table.
What was her problem? She had a cough?
I couldn't figure it out. And get this. So wait, they put her in the wheelchair. They hand her cigarettes and cigarette lighter. The one Duke wheeled her in and then came out, and he's swearing like, motherfucker. And he gets back and they just leave. She's on her own now. She's got to light her own cigarettes. I don't know if she was shot or kicked or whatever, but she was holding her stomach. She couldn't stand up. Oh, the humanity. Now, speaking of that.
Do you ever wonder what their Christmas is like in the
yes,
family?
I do.
Like...
Oh, boy. You know, I do pictures in my head when I see people. I extrapolate. I think of what their names are, what they do, what their home looks like. I go through the whole scene. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll tell you along the way here, because we're compacting and we're going to move along, what the phrase is. And I think it's going to be #1000. How about that?
That sounds good.
#1000 if you want to try to win the condom or whatever else Leslie pulls out of her fun bag.
Should I pull it out right now?
Pull it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
it's a doggy bag. But this is a doggy bag of treats from our friend Scott from Scott's Vintage Antiques.
Okay.
Let's see what all is in here.
That's where you got the shoe measure.
Magic cards.
Cool.
A pack of Desert Storm chewing gum trading cards. Some zigzag rolling papers.
Nice.
A sold out button. And some fortune teller tricks for you to share with your friends.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a fun package right there. Wow. #1000, and the computer will pick in about 20 minutes or so. Okay, Keith, come on. Let's talk to you, because you talked last week about something that I wanted to do last week, but then I forgot and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I don't know how this was brought up. I think Leslie may have mentioned that you were on a blimp a few years ago, and it had a hard landing. And you said, "Oh, I've got video of this," and you are going to play the video. Can you give us a little front story to this?
Well, I was working for a morning show in Ryan's neck of the woods in Milwaukee, and one day in the summer they were just like, "Hey, do you guys want to go on the Outback blimp?" And we're all like, "Sure, why not? We've never done that before."
Yes.
So they took us all around Milwaukee in the Outback blimp. It was a Bloomin' Onion 1. I'm not sure if there's a Bloomin' Onion 2 or if they're playing off of Air Force One there, but we were in Bloomin' Onion 1, and so they're bringing us into land, and it's just some random field by one of the private airports in Milwaukee, and like the host, the co-host, we hit a bump and kind of bounce up, and the host, you'll hear the video goes, "Oh, that next bump is gonna suck," right? As if she knew what was going on, and then sure enough, wham, we hit the ground, and you can't see it because we were bouncing around, but literally we were sideways
literally, not a figurative.
Yes,
sideways.
we were literally sideways.
How many people were in this death trap?
Well, it was me, both of the hosts, and the pilot. So it was four of us.
Here. Yeah. If this thing goes up in flames, this whole show is wiped out. Very smart.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, great. Okay. That's why the president and vice president don't fly in the same plane. Okay?
Yeah, they didn't think of that.
Here, let's roll the vid.
Gary, you need to unmute your mic.
Coming into New Jersey. We're getting ready to dock. We're almost there. I see the crew on the ground. We're about ready. Okay, coming down. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, here it comes. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh no, God. Oh God. The humanity. Oh God, it's going down. It's on its side. Oh my God. Oh, the humanity. God, it came in and it crashed. Okay.
Well, that would have saved him some money in Clear Channel, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Was that a male or female in the front there?
That was a female.
Okay.
That was Nicole, the co-host.
Okay. All right. The sound of that sounds like a lawnmower. First of all, I don't want a lawnmower engine taking me up into the air. And that leg, that was a severed leg that you saw, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, somebody's leg was severed in that landing. Okay.
I'm surprised we didn't see some urine trickle down it, because boy, oh boy, that would
exactly, the leg and then urine and scene. Okay, here's the dealio. You don't get into a helicopter unless you're being medevac. That's the rule. You don't jump out of a plane unless it's not working. Quoting Joe Walsh. These people that like to para-jump or whatever, paralyze is really what it should be called. Here's a story. I go to see Stevie Ray Vaughan. Backstage, my boss comes up to me, "Hey, the people at Alpine Valley, that the venue is, they want to know if you'd like to go up on a helicopter ride before the show." "No, thank you." Okay, if you remember what happened 30 years ago, Stevie Ray Vaughan was flying back from this venue to Chicago and didn't make it because the helicopter crashed in back of the concert pavilion. Because this place has these hills, because it's a ski place during the winter, and it's very dark. And I looked at it and I thought, why would I want to do this? And I get home and I wake up the next morning and realized, oh my God, I saw a man hours before he died. And I was offered a helicopter ride that evening. No. And this blimp, or whatever the hell this thing is, was almost a grilled onion, the grilled blooming onion.
Wait, that was actually that flight that you were offered to go on that flight?
Well, it was a helicopter. I don't know how many. I think they only had one or two. I'm not saying that I would have died, but I just didn't get the whole thing. I didn't want to. Why would I want to do this?
That's like Seth MacFarlane in 9/11. Have you ever heard that story?
That's right. He was going to be on one of those planes, right?
Except,
and what happened?
He had a ticket for one of the flights on 9/11, but he was drunk and hungover, so he overslept and missed his flight. So he still has the ticket to this day.
All right. Another quick Alpine Valley story, Leslie. You probably have heard this one. The venue provided a limousine to go see Jackson Browne. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Alpine Valley, it's in the middle of nowhere, USA. Right. And the highways aren't numbered. They're lettered, Highway C to Highway D plus to F minus. It's
no lights,
impossible.
No,
right.
Two lanes, no shoulders. Yeah.
Right. So the limo driver gets lost. And I thought, well, you hire people because you don't want to drive and they know where they're going. Not the case. So we pull over so he can figure things out. And I get out of the car and I've got white pants on. And I have a whole series of white pants going south on me. And I get out and I notice I've got black lines all over my pants. And he says, I'm gonna save the voice for the payoff later. But he said, "Oh, I cleaned the limo and I used shoe polish to highlight the trim of the seats, and I guess it didn't dry." I guess not. Okay, so then we get finally to Alpine Valley. We pull into the parking lot, and he says, and he talked like Elmer Fudd, "There it is, Alpine Valley." And I just thought, and the concert's already 45 minutes in progress. But I'll never forget that. There it is, Alpine Valley. Like he always knew, but he just was driving us around.
Just jerking with you. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Okay, and your mother has done something that we should know about too, right, Keith?
Yeah. So the summer after my mom graduated from high school, she decided to work at Yellowstone National Park because she had been there the summer before with her aunt and uncle, and she found out that she could work there, and she was like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever!" So she signed up and got a job and everything. And I'm not sure if it was on her first day or if it was just like really early. She was on a bus, doing a bus tour, and at one point they pull up next to like these couple of like baby bear cubs, and the driver, he's like, "Hey, come here." And so he hands her an orange and he's like, "Hey, I want you to get out and I want you to hand this orange to these bears because they'll take the orange from you and they'll just peel it like a person." It's so great to see, and the tourists will just love it. And that wasn't her last day, but she did say.
I was going to say, and he pauses because he's going to start crying, and she was killed by the mother bear moments later. She didn't do that, right?
No, she didn't. But
okay. We've heard these stories where you go interface with baby bears and the mother comes along and mauls you, which she should, and then they kill the mother bear for doing what it's programmed to do.
Yeah, and this was in the late 60s, so they definitely would have killed the bear then.
Oh yeah, I mean they do it now.
They were just doing it for fun back then.
Right. What kind of bus driver thinks that's okay? Hey, this is your second day. Why don't you go to the hot spring there and stand there, and I'll take your picture.
Yeah. But then there was a time where she went to town to go see a movie or something, and came back, and she didn't bring her flashlight because she just forgot it, and so she was walking back from wherever the bus drops you off to where the hired help lives at the Old Faithful Inn, and she was walking on like the wooden sidewalk thing that's around the geysers, and suddenly she just walks into this big wall of fur. And it was a moose, so she walked face first into a moose.
Wow! Well, that's an interesting job she had there.
Yeah,
you couldn't see the giant wall of fur.
No, apparently not. No.
Right.
Is anybody else imagining like Dirty Dancing meets Friday the 13th in this whole scenario?
A little bit, yeah.
And then her bunkmate got stabbed through the chest. And see.
Yeah.
Okay.
As David said, Keith's family stories are riveting. Yes, they are. They are. And he's not being sarcastic. No. The man was almost killed in an onion.
Right, a giant onion.
An onion with a lawnmower engine. Okay. It's coming. It's on fire. Okay. Let's get Jenna on because we need a drink. Jenna. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just like laughing at the fact that Keith's mom literally ran into a moose. Like, how do you not see a moose coming?
I know. I was at Yosemite. My little story is go to Yosemite and I'm in the gift shop and I buy some postcards and I walk out and I'm looking at my postcards and I didn't see the curb and I fell and I had one of those shirts in the 70s. I think they were called Nick shirts. Was that they had scenes on them, and I had my Robert Plant shoes with the big heels.
Wait, not chambray.
What were they?
They
had scenes. They had like a sunset or whatever it is, and I had my Robert Plant big heel,
like Hawaiian shirts.
They were like that, but not Hawaiian. They were
big collars.
They were called. I think they were called Nick, or I don't know what. Anyway, and I'm walking through Yosemite with big heels because I thought it was Robert Plant, and fell, and my postcards were over there, and my legs were over there. And then we decided to go walking across moss-covered rocks and streams, and I've got these Robert Plant shoes on. Yeah,
Gary, is there a photo of you in these big
I'm
shoes?
sure.
I'd
so
really like
glad.
to see this.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad most of my life was before the internet, because I'd be embarrassed to the bejesus belt, and I had a bejesus belt that I wore with that shirt.
Well, and we were talking about a photo that's been making its way around Facebook recently that a Chicago DJ posted from back in that era when Gary looked like Cat Stevens or Serpico or somebody.
Or Osama
and they
bin
were
Laden, yeah.
Or Osama bin Laden. And
Yeah.
you're on a train platform,
Yeah.
and everybody else is looking at the camera, but Gary's giving it like
Yeah.
I'm looking for
Yeah.
the train.
Yeah, Ryan, you sent me that, right? I think Ryan sent that to me, and if he has it, if he can,
I did send it to you. I'll work on grabbing it here. But yeah, I saw it on
maybe in a
Facebook. I
few
did see it.
minutes we can look at it.
If nothing else, we can show it in the Zoom section of the show, because we could show all sorts of
That's
extra
right.
stuff
We're going to show
there.
vids there. We can't do that on this. Okay, Jenna, what have you put together this month?
So, in honor of the coffee drink that you guys had like alluded to last month, I wanted to make you guys something along that line. And I don't know why, but everyone is like just finding out about an espresso martini now. I don't know like why it took people so long to figure it out, but I love to make them. They're a lot of fun, and every basic man and woman loves to drink an espresso martini and show you about it all over the internet. So this is one of my favorite recipes, and what I like about it the most is that there's no dairy in it. So I know a lot of people either don't want dairy in their drinks, and I also think it's gross when you add dairy with alcohol because shit curdles and like your stomach is gross.
Yeah.
So like it's dairy free. You're gonna love this. So basically, we're gonna make this into your shaker. You're gonna do 1/2 ounce of Kahlua. If you are someone who really enjoys, like coffee drinks at home, you should definitely have Kahlua for your at-home bar. This liqueur 34 is my like secret ingredient. Okay. So my old job, they had us have this.
You said 34 and I'm seeing 43.
43. Sorry, my dyslexia is kicking in, guys. But this smells like bananas. It reminds me of like a banana cream pie. And so you're only going to do it 1/2 ounce of this and just add a little bit in. And that's what's going to give it a little bit of that frothiness that you want. But it's not coming, obviously, from any dairy stuff. We're going to do 1 ounce of espresso. And yes, I made some espresso just for you guys because we had to do it. And then obviously we need vodka. If you don't have vodka at home, guys, I don't know what to tell you, but you need to get vodka.
She said obviously, and she used it in a right way. Obviously, you need vodka. Come on.
Obviously. All right. And then take some ice. If my ice will get out. All right. And then I'm making fun of myself for this, but you need to shake this for like 30 seconds. Okay, long and hard. And the reason why is because I know, but that's how you're going to get that like frothiness on top. So just really shake it, put a lot into it.
Yeah.
All right. Bring your martini glass back, and then we're going to pour it on in. And it looks.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh, delightful. Mike Mascow from Roast to Order Coffee wants to do something in the coffee department with you, Jenna. So you will be in touch.
Done. And then, as always, if you want, you don't have to do this, but I think, you drink with your eyes before you actually drink. Add some cute little espresso beans on top and do it in whatever little, kind of design you want. Oh, and then guys,
there it
look at
is.
how
Cheers.
freaking cute that looks. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy 1,000.
Happy 1,000. Also, I'm like so honored to be on for your 1,000 episode. Like
I'm just
that's
glad
like a
it's
huge
fell on a
accomplishment.
cocktail show. That was nice timing. I like when it's good timing and good lighting. That's all life is. And we hit this one. Nice. All right.
I think I'm going to be finished with this before we make the Zoom call. Just a heads up.
Okay. That makes for good.
It's only about 10 minutes out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And if folks want this recipe, it's up on Gary's Facebook page.
Perfect.
There it is. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And Leslie and her husband Tim dropped off a turntable for you, Jenna. And how's that working?
Table is working great. As we discussed before, I thought my mom was going to be getting it because I was not at the bar. So my aunt was a little taken aback because she's like, "Who is this person dropping something off for Jenna?"
Bar's
No, but
closed. I'm knocking on the door.
Yeah, Jenna's family owns a bar in Chicago near White Sox Park, and Tim and Leslie went to deliver it and then realized too late that it was closed. But they weren't going to take it all the way back home, so they left it out in front. And then when Jenna showed up, it was up on blocks, and the tone arm was missing.
The toner was missing. Yes. No.
Oh, there's the photo.
Look at, here we go. Okay. This is a Poor Man Sergeant Pepper, Poor Man Sergeant Pepper cover. And where am I?
I can tell which one you are. Yeah, you're not looking.
Yeah,
I'm crouching.
Yes.
You're too cool for everyone, Gary.
Well, yeah.
You are.
I'm looking askance, and I've got fry boots on. I remember I've got flared jeans, and I got a sport coat and some kind of sweatshirt, and oh, Madon.
By the way, those jeans are very popular right now.
I know.
Just went to the mall. Nobody else was there. We were the only ones, but there were flared jeans to be had for gentlemen.
It looks like Leonard Skinner right before the plane crash. I don't know why I thought that. See, that's the Manhattan talking. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm never going to be as good as midday TV shows, and I know that.
Gary, were you invited to be on an airplane with Leonard Skinner too?
There you go. Well, there's all kind of air tragedy talk here.
So much.
The Big Bopper called him one day and said, "Hey, youngster, you want to go for a ride?"
Right. I was on a flight from Chicago to Hawaii where they thought we're going to have to put it down in the ocean because there was a fire in the cargo hold. And that's as close as I've come to any kind of aviation disaster, but it was fine. But boy, when they tell you, and you're sitting there with they always show those life jackets that you think, how the hell is that going to save me? It's as thin as paper, and you blow into that tube. I think it's a joke, but we're sitting there with our life jackets on, getting ready to put it in the ocean, and then they're going, and then the rafts will come out, and then you get in a raft, and then we'll be rescued.
Doesn't your seat work as a flotation device? I always assume I'm supposed to grab my seat.
Right, you take the cushion, and there are straps, and you hold on to that before a shark eats your ass.
You ever done a touch and go landing, Gary?
No.
Those are lots of fun. I've done them twice coming into O'Hare on an Airbus, where you come in, your wheels touch, and the pilot decides, nope, we're not landing, and we go back up.
Oh, yeah.
I crashed in a helicopter and made it onto Paul Harvey, but that's another story.
Paul Harvey, the famous newscaster, and you were reported as crashing on his show?
Yeah, because the helicopter crashed as I was doing traffic reports, and I caused the biggest backup of the morning. So there you go.
There. You got some kind of aviation disaster, Jenna?
Yeah, please.
I actually do, and it doesn't involve the plane landing, but it involves the plane landing in Denver, and then we couldn't taxi for 35 minutes because a gentleman was in the bathroom and wouldn't get out of the bathroom. So I don't know what the hell he was doing in there. I have my own theories. We all do. But this was a plane that was already delayed 2.5 hours, and it was just a disaster of an evening, and it's the late flight. So I was supposed to get in at midnight. I got in at 2. My cousin's waiting for me. We went to the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, and that ended poorly. And
how does that end poorly?
It's not really my story to tell, but let's just say someone had to get a change of clothes. So
what? The donut went right through them? What are you talking about?
Something like that. We could say that. Yeah. It went right through him, and this was all within like an hour of land. Well, we landed, but then we had to wait for like ever. And I'm pretty calm, but I was yelling like an absolute motherfucker on that plane trying to get that man. And they're like, everyone needs to be in their seats. And I'm like, well, that man's not in his seat, and I want to get off this plane. Please escort, figure it out. And he just wouldn't leave. I don't know.
Well, that's their slogan. America runs on Dunkin', and you pick what runs you want.
Runs out of Dunkin'. Runs through Dunkin'.
Yeah, baby. Wow. Okay. Well, there you have it. Now, and when you land in Denver, you've got that thin air. You got to get adjusted to that. So that's a thing. Yeah.
Sure. That's one way. I should tell her that that's
right,
how
it was the thin air. It was
the thin air. It was the air. Wasn't her. It was the air.
Okay. All right, Jenna, we will see you in the Zoom get together in just a few minutes.
Yes.
And moving along, we've got Ryan with his Wisconsin report. Ryan, how are you?
Hey, I survived the wedding. So
you were at a wedding last week, and you were sending pictures of the makeup table that your wife was using.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, you like to poke a stick at her. I don't know why, but you do.
You want to put that up, Alan?
Begging for trouble.
You want to show the okay?
There it is.
Yeah.
This is the makeup table. Was your wife in the wedding party?
No, she was not, and she had I'll call a professional operator come over and do her makeup. So besides the everything on the table, I came home to, it was 2.5 hours worth of makeup. I thought, what are we doing here? But
okay, does your relationship run on on fighting?
On Duncan? No.
Yeah.
No, this person has come through before and helped her out, but this time she said, well, she takes one of those apps where you can send the money electronically. Hey, send her some money for doing my makeup. I said, oh, okay. I just go along. At this point, I go along with it and then poke fun when I can. So.
Yeah, right. Okay. Good idea. All right. So you've assembled something here for us out of Wisconsin. What do you got? Let's run the vid. It's Wisconsin, yeah, hey.
Hi everyone, it's Ryan. I have a few fun updates this week from Wisconsin I'd like to share with you. If you've tuned in other GarrForce live shows, you know sometimes we talk all things Titanic. Whether it be the dueling ships, the one that's made out of the Lego brick my wife has, or the one that Keith created out of balsa wood. Sometimes we even focus on the Museum of Science and Industry movie that Gary saw, where the riveters are missing rivets because they're so fascinated with the camera. Now that we're transitioning out of summer into fall, many corn bases in the area will be popping up. One around Random Lake will be Titanic themed. He'll have the ship, the captain's head, everything you can see here in the picture. The Titanic feat, get it, will be that he created this without GPS mapping. We'll see how it is in September 17th when we go check it out. I'll let you know if we get lost and we need to call for help. Staying with the fall theme, everybody's going back to school. Some people choose not to go to college. Well, there's an article about a 23-year-old who bought a $1.6 million golf course in Plymouth, Wisconsin. Him and his buddy, who is also 23, are going to run this and have a successful go at it rather than college. They said college wasn't what they wanted to do. My question is, how do you get a loan for $1.6 million when you're 23 years old? Well, the article goes on to say that they earn the money through different businesses, working at a farm and a screen printing business. So good for them. I hope it works out for them. And maybe if I'm in Plymouth, I'll go check it out. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Happy Madison there, these two guys. Yeah, I don't know how you'd get along. I mean, these guys walk in and we'd like 1.3 million. We're buying a golf course. 1.6 million. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And hey, they just missed Joe Biden knocking off some of their tuition too.
Right.
Oh my God. No, I'm not going to get into that because I don't have time. We'll talk about that during the week. What's going on there? Okay. So let's show the other maze that has been cut in a place somewhere in Illinois. And I don't know how they cut these mazes.
So that was the Titanic one. This is the James Bond
one. This is a maze.
And that's the difference. So this one is probably using GPS. Right now, the interior GPS, of a plow or of a, some of these farm pieces of equipment are like cockpits. We're talking all sorts of
if a Roomba can clean a room on a pattern, it can cut out the stuff in the corner.
Seriously? I mean, really?
I know people who have robotic landscaping these days, so sure, why not?
Yeah.
But I know it's GPS and all this, but still, that's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. Look at that.
By the way,
just think of it as a giant Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes, but even that was difficult.
Jeff Bezos, our favorite evil genius, is buying Roomba for the technology, so he can now chart every aspect of your life. Just keep that in mind. It's a good day.
This whole Titanic thing, which we talk about often because Ryan's wife is into it and Keith is into it, I just don't understand the focus on a tragedy. And I just read where they have this World War II reenactment battle on Lake Erie in Ohio every year for the last 20-some years. 1,400 people participate, and I mean, they really do it up. And I'm thinking, why do we want to go and watch this? We won, and that's good. This sad part of our history.
I don't know.
Lest we repeat it or something. But so do they actually sink people?
I don't. I mean, it's pretty involved.
I want to know who's fighting, like volunteering to dress up as Nazis. And
they do. There was a Nazi general standing there on the beach, and
imagine them walking into a Dunkin' Donuts afterward.
Maybe it's a bunch of folks who like Mel Brooks movies, right? They're dressed like Mel Brooks Nazis.
Right. Springtime for Hitler. Yeah. The Nazis walk into Dunkin'. Achtung, baby. A dozen for my comrades.
They only like the Bismarcks, right?
Gary, you want to pay homage to the sponsors as we're hitting the 45-minute mark?
Because we got to get into the Zoom get-together. Let's do that. Thank you, Ryan. You're going to be in the Zoom, right?
I am.
All right. You can talk to Ryan there. Yes. Let's talk about Bettenhausen Automotive.
Reward your hustle right now. Bettenhausen Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Tinley Park has your new Ram 1500 during the Labor Day sales event. Lease a new 2022 Ram 1500 for $349 per month. Lease a new Dodge Durango for $379 per month, or a new Jeep Grand Cherokee for $449 per month. Bettenhausen has hundreds of new vehicles to choose from with new inventory arriving daily. Your best car buying experience starts now at BettenhausenCDJR.com.
Over 60 years in business, they have new cars. They've got used cars. Leslie and her husband, Tim, bought a beautiful used car there recently. Go check them out. If you don't live in the Chicago area, if it's a new car, they can ship. So check that price out because they're very good on the price. Hey, coffee. We love coffee. Leslie loves coffee. I love coffee. Ryan doesn't drink coffee. He's an oddball, but his family does. So he's been ordering a lot of roast-to-order coffee for them. And they are really happy with it, as you will be. It's organically grown, and he pays the farmers that harvest it a fair wage, and he cares about the planet. He's a really nice guy, and he has tea, and you can get a gift card if you don't drink coffee or tea. Send a gift card anywhere in the United States, and they ship anywhere in the USA. Couple, 3 days later, box arrives, aroma comes out, coffee, tea, and they have accessories. Got accessories. I use the scooper. Put my coffee in. Oh, every day. It's got to start with that and a double beaver. Otherwise, the whole day could go down the crapper. That's why roast-to-order.shop is where you go for great coffee and tea. There's the GarrForce mug. All right. And you want to get, wait a minute, just one more. No. David Hochberg's got to get on the stage here with his refi and his mortgages and veterans loans and his 21-day close. He's got all this information. If you are buying or refinancing, you've got to call him and his team. You get the free consultation. I mean, come on, who gives free out anymore? We give free, but this is very important information for free. Call that number and they'll say, okay, what do you got? They'll give you what they think you should do. Hopefully you'll do business with them. That's how that works. I've known David for over 20 years. He's the guy. He's another great guy. David Hochberg, Mike Maskow, John Doolin, Mike Bettenhausen, great people. All right, Leslie.
There you go, kids. It is the doggy bag o' fun and a wine condom.
Hashtag 1000. Let's hit the computer button. Charles is from WRLR. All right. There it is, Charles.
Charles, send Gary an email at GarryMeierShow@GarryMeier.com or text 773-888-2157.
Yeah.
And provide your address or send him a private message on whatever way you want.
He'll be cool.
And with that, a couple of our previous winners have not claimed their prizes yet.
Yeah, what? Come on.
And I'm thinking that if, in fact, you haven't and you'd still want it, I'm keeping them on the side, but only for so long. So let's see here.
Who are we talking about here?
I'm pulling up their names right this very minute. Let's see here. It is.
And while you're pulling them up, there were a few questions in the chat today about when are we going to let people who've won before win again? And I'm sure we'll give away some more stuff where we'll do some all plays.
Yeah.
Right. But in the meantime, Sandy Lee and Jim P., your condoms and gifts are waiting for you if you care to claim them. But a couple more months, and I think we're going to have to throw them back in the fun bag.
I don't feel bad because the person who won the 1.3 billion Mega Millions jackpot has not reported in yet either. So we're in good company.
Because they're smart.
What do you want to do about your stories, Leslie, since what do you want to do it in the Zoom?
Yeah, let's share them in the Zoom.
We'll have fun with that. Let's do that.
Otherwise, I'll use them next week. That's good.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. We're checking out of this, and then you go to the Zoom, and David Layton will be your host until we get ramped up and come in, and he'll get you situated. And that's what you do. Just go there, and you can go right into the Zoom get together, right?
Yep.
So let's officially end this. We're going to give out the cannoli. The complimentary cannoli is coming down the aisle. There it is. It's delicious. And what about the schnauzer, Leslie?
I think we've learned today that we want to keep our schnauzers out of aircraft because they can be dangerous and creepy and scary and everything. So,
what could be dangerous and creepy and scary?
The aircraft, not the schnauzers.
No, the schnauzers.
No, schnauzers are.
No, yeah. All right, 3 in the green. Gear is down, flaps are down. Talk to you in Zoom or on Monday. The GarrForce, the voice of the globe, Happy 1000, has landed.
Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.
If you like that, I got other stuff I think you're going to like. This is the GarrForce.
Like and subscribe,
Yeah.
And please, please, please tell your friends and family to like and subscribe too.
All right. Yeah.
More eyeballs. It's a good thing.
Boom. Shakalaka.